Hi, this is Jack Stanley, and I have been keeping tabs on what's been going on in Ukraine and Russia and the United States response. And things are getting rather heated. Things are getting hot. And the rhetoric is getting very inflammatory. Putin has suggested more than once that he may use nuclear weapons. The President of the United States says we're working toward a nuclear Armageddon. And obviously, that was said in a response to what Putin had said and trying to say, hey, this is not a good idea, but this is a very terrifying thing. And a lot more terrifying than people seem to realize. Now, from March, I've been telling that this has every opportunity of exploding into something terrible. And that every ability of every nation, the UN, the United States, Russia, everybody needs to get together and solve this and stop it. That's what should have been done right away. Prudent, smart intelligence, and a willing to compromise. Now, there's the problem. There aren't many willings to compromise here on any part. So as Putin's rhetoric is getting far more heated, and his position is getting basically pushed a little bit. And the Ukraine is testing him. You know, they keep doing things to just like pester him. You know, he made threats before, he didn't carry out on them. So they feel maybe they can kind of attack with impunity. I don't think so. I think that they can just push so far. And then you're going to run into a situation. And what do we do then? As a boy, I remember the Cuban Missile Crisis. And here we are, 60 years later, and we're not seeing things in the same way. People seem to be somewhat disconnected to this whole thing. They think that Russia's bad and Ukraine good, and that's all we need to know. Well, that's not the case. There's a lot more going on here. There's a lot more at stake. And you have to understand that we being involved in this, which I question in many respects, is just upping the ante into a major situation. What we should be doing is being mediators and trying to solve this. That's what we need to do instead of just sending more weapons. Because more weapons means more activity, and more activity means more threats. And more threats can lead to some frightening things. And you have to understand, sometimes just rhetoric that is inflammatory can lead others to do things that they would never dream they would do. This is very important. Very, very important, very frightening. And the whole thing is that people today, a lot of younger people today, don't really understand what a nuclear exchange is. There are no winners in a nuclear exchange. Everybody loses. There are no winners whatsoever. So I think we should all give a little pause and give a little thought about this and think, how do we solve this unfortunate genie that's been let out of the bottle? We've got to get it back in, because if we don't, we know that this will grow. this will expand, and this will eventually bring many countries in this frightening, dangerous world into conflict. That's my thought. That's what I believe. That's what I see. Some may say it's alarmist. Well, you have to be an alarmist to stop something before it is something that you have to be alarmed about. That's the important thing here. And if you study history and look at what has happened in history and understand how words can inflame a situation. Words are dangerous things at times. And what I see right now is a very dangerous, very explosive situation that needs to be solved as quickly as possible. That's my feeling, that's my thought, and I just wanted to say that. Thank you very much.